am doing water changes while she is painting the Pleco room next door. We will check on her shortly. But I figured it's been a while since I said hello. Danny and I have got lots of stuff that is going on. We do plan to come back to the streaming circuit here soon. We just want to get the rest of these little projects done, then we'll be ready. Then we want to get our streaming stuff back to normal with the StreamYard and a couple other things I got to get lined up. But we are cruising along. Today I'm doing water changes on the Pleco room, and then also I'm going to be doing the old big boy room. I got 3 tanks in there still. That would be my illustrious insane clown posse, my baby Frontosa, and then a tank full of convicts. I'm going to do something cool with the convicts. I've already made up my mind. I've got something in store for them. Shanna Banana, what the hell are you doing? Good to see you. Seems like it has been forever, sister. Happy 4th to you as well. Shanna, we're getting a lot done. Everything's changed since you were last here. So this room's all just about cleared out. This is the old Pleco room. Then I'll show you what Danny's working on. She's in here getting the shellackage done on this is going to be our new Pleco room. So she's putting this shellac stuff. And this stuff is like if you want to contact high, come in here and hang out for a half hour.
Yeah, you can lose yourself.
So anyway, this is going to be the new Pleco room. We're almost done. Once she gets done with the shellac, and then we're going to put normal paint color down. Then we're going to do the floors, and then we'll start loading in their stuff. But this is going to have 2 55s with 2 40s, 2 75s, 2 40s, 2 55s, 2 40s down below. And then most likely another 55 in that closet there. And that is going to be the Pleco room. And then by that opening up, that's going to open up this whole room. And this room will be everything that is in her craft room at the moment. All of this room will be moved back to there. Everything is in disarray because we've been moving stuff everywhere. But all this is going to be out of this room now. And we'll be back in that other room. The only tank that will be staying is this one and maybe those 2. Other than that, everything else is getting moved out. Danny's going to have her craft room back where she can start making more of our caves because we've been getting a lot of orders for them of late. Then this room will finally be done. I'll be able to get everything in order here. Again, complete shambles at the moment because we're doing so much moving around with windows and whatnot. But this eventually will be my showroom. We're going to move that one down a little further than another dual 135 set up there. Then the 300 I'm going to get up on a little bit further off the ground. I don't like where it's sitting at the moment. So yeah, Danny and I've got a lot of stuff going on. We haven't forgotten about the fish fam. We know you guys are still out there. We do apologize that we haven't been showing much lately, but we are getting to the point where we'll be able to again soon. Shoot, there we go. Got my coffee. What's up, Ben? It's getting there, Shanna. By this time next year, I should have everything done, and I'll be able to kick back and enjoy what we've accomplished. I mean, we've got lots of stuff since you were coming around. We got tree frogs now. Danny, that's the other project. Should show you what she's been working on there. She's got a video. She's actually doing videos, guys, which we'll start uploading soon. But finally, she's been going to town and trying to get this one ready. We've already got the tree frogs up in the other tank upstairs. Now Danny's making this is going to be their permanent home once she's done. So that's what she'll be working on this weekend. And we're also working on trying to get that room accomplished. I need to get, this is the other room that's getting water changes today. But we got a lot of stuff working, man. We finally starting to see things going in the right direction. Plecos are all doing good. I still haven't gotten breeding out of the 397s or the 157s. And then I've got my 519s and 181s. All of them are close. They've been trapping. So I'm expecting to start seeing babies, I would guess, in the next year out of all of these lines. The RB lines are still breeding like crazy. Super Red's still breeding like crazy. Leopard Frogs still breeding like crazy. King Tigers I got coming out my bee hole. And then Super Whites. And then, of course, the Longfin albinos and regular albinos. We've got plenty of those again. I'm probably sitting on about, I would say 400, maybe even 500 Super Reds, and then I've probably got close to 300 to 400 Longfin albinos. But we always sell them for some reason. They're popular little fish. We do have the website up. I'm going to start working on actually getting it dialed in the way I want it. I do have a few things on there for right now, but we'll hope to have that website the way we want it by the end of the year as well. It's just everything happened kind of, this year wasn't the best year for us to try to get everything accomplished because we had so many things outside of work and everything else that we're doing. We got 2 weddings this year. My son Jeremy is finally tying the knot with his gal. What's up, Mr. Ed? Scotty the Fish Freak, welcome. Patrick, welcome. Michiana, and of course, Sunfish for Fish. Welcome, everyone. Then good old Ben from Lake Missoula Aquatics and Plants. What's going on? But yeah, we got a lot of stuff going. We're actually getting stoked about having some stuff getting accomplished here. I was, of course, gone for 3 weeks. I went back to the Midwest to spend time with family. So I was gone for 3 weeks. I didn't do much as I wanted to do with fish. I wanted to shoot a couple of fish rooms while I was back there. But to be quite honest, it was so hot this time. I mean, the whole time I was in Illinois, there was never a day under 90. So it just was just miserable to even be walking around. But next time, I always say. That is one thing we're starting to enjoy about my new position is that I can literally work wherever I want. As long as I got internet, I can work. The never-ending process of waiting for tanks to drain. I think that's what we spend 90% of our time doing is waiting on tanks to drain. Especially these lower tanks because there isn't a lot of gravity, so it takes them a little longer. And once I get back to the upper tanks, it goes pretty quick. Then that's the other project I got to do is today. Now I've already gotten rid of these multis 6 times, and somehow, again, some eggs must have been under rocks or whatever. So anyway, I've got about 10 to 15 multis again in here from the last batch of fry that I thought I got them all. So I'm tired fighting these multis. Apparently they want to be a part of my fish room. So what I'm going to do is take this little group and put them in the 55 frag tank in there. Because I don't want them in with my 306s, obviously. So that's the other thing I got to work on today is I got to get all this wood out of here, make sure none of my 306s are on it. Then go back through and catch all these shelly fish to put in the 55 in the craft room. I just don't want them in with these guys. Don't need them eating the eggs when we get to that point, and I certainly don't need them picking on my 306s. But there's a nice little mini colony of those again. Like I said, I don't understand how I think we get them all and then we end up with a bunch more in here. Little suckers, I think they hide under the sand actually. when they see me with a hose. Little shits. Okay. Now we're on to the 397s. These guys, I'm really shocked that I haven't seen any breeding as of yet. Because I have seen them trapping a couple of times. I do expect I will start seeing babies in all these tanks soon. It's always waiting for the first batch is all. Like for my leopard frogs, it took me probably combined about 4 years to get all them going. Now they breed like crazy. So that's one thing I always tell myself is sometimes it takes a while and I try to be patient, don't push it. Now today when I'm doing these water changes, I will put the water back in about 5 to 6 degrees less than what they're at currently, just to make them think like it's raining. That sometimes helps to get them going. And then with my meat eaters, I always, right before I give them the water change, I'll usually give them a good feeding of bloodworms or some other real meaty substance. That almost always gets the 236s in them going. The other ones that I'm really wanting to see get going too are my L82s. I just think they're in too small of a tank at the moment. Once we get them into that 75, that's when I expect we'll start seeing some breeding out of them. But we've got a bunch of Plecos. There is a couple more lines I plan to bring in eventually. We've got some of them in mind. Just a matter if we can swing it or if we want to mess with them, because some of them are extremely hard to breed. One of which would be the L128 Blue Phantoms. Nobody seems to breed them in captivity, so it would be kind of cool to be the first to do it. Which Danny and I have pretty good luck with the Pleco breeding. We don't usually have too much problem getting them. What's up, Mr. McKinsey? Ed, you getting ready for some foosball? Won't be long, we're going to be having the draft again. I think this is going to be the year of the Vikes. Finally. On paper anyway, we spent a lot of good money on beefing up the line and the defensive line, so. Yeah, I'll show you guys these. Oh, I just scared them. I went too quick. Got little baby leopard frogs in here playing this morning. They were hanging underneath here. I scared them off. They were all hanging up underneath there. There's a couple of babies. Look at them all. Love me babies. We must have close to 20 of them in here now. So if you're looking for leopard frogs, give old Kenster a call. We do have some of those available. Cute little guys. We usually start drafting, I think, usually in August, Shanna, for our fantasy football. But actual football official season doesn't start till the first weekend in September. Shannon, you wait till you come over here again. You aren't even going to recognize the place. We got up, I think we're up to 13 or 14 lines of Plecos now. There's only 2 live bear colonies in the whole house now. And those were ones that I just happened to hide from Dani and kept. All of my live bear lines are gone. Actually, a lot of tanks are gone since you were last here, Shannon. I think we're down to less than 50 now. But the stuff we are putting back are very good quality, either breeding tanks or super nice show tanks. And I've still got a 180, a 125 tall, 130, a couple of 135s, and a 120 that I still need to place. We'll figure all that out as we are putting things back together where I'm going to put all that. Our goal is to eliminate some more tanks upstairs and bring them downstairs. We're trying to get as many tanks off that hardwood floor upstairs as possible. Because we're getting ready to probably want to redo those, and I really don't want to jack them up again with, and, you know, you can say you'll never do it again, but I am constantly overfilling tanks because I get to doing too many things at once. Today I'm streaming and talking to you all, so it's making me sit here and watch what's going on. Uh-oh, Danielle. I think I might have just seen a baby in here. I gotta see, guys. I think we just saw a baby in the 397s. Whenever you see one, then I start lifting up the logs and seeing if there's any. Yeah, it must have just been a piece of driftwood or something that caught my eye, because I'm not seeing any babies under any of the logs I'm picking up. So if they are in here, they're being very good about not being seen. Eventually, I will see babies in here, I bet you. What's up, Window Liquor? What's up, Ryan? Good to see you guys. Scuba Steve, welcome. My Vikings are going to look really good this year, Shiana. I still got 2 more swaps, Fishtoberfest just this year. So I'm hoping to move a bunch of these Plecos out in those 3 events. And then I've also got 2 weddings. I got Jeremy's wedding in July. And then we got Foxanne and Petlin's wedding in September. Dani and I will be the first time ever to the Clash. So we will probably be our one and only time, but we will be at the Clash this year. That's going to be fun. We're looking forward to that. I'll show you something I'm kind of happy about. We got super white babies coming out the Bing Yang again. These guys got a water change yesterday. We'll put this on here underneath all these logs. I just got to be slow and methodical about it, and it doesn't spook them off. Well, that one skedaddled. There's one right there. Just little itty bitties. I'll show you guys. And this one they love to hang under. Look at them all. They're going everywhere. Cute little guys, aren't they? Look at how white they are. Nice. But we got like 4 or 5 different little generations going on in here. I'm hoping to see little babies. I don't think any of these have been born since we had the crash. So I still don't know what I've got as far as viable breeders left at the moment. I'm praying that they all do fine. I have seen quite a few hanging outside the cave, so I'm sure I've got an equal mix still of female to male ratio. Ugh. Yeah, unfortunately, June, I had that super white tank about a month, 2 months ago. What happened was one of them got down in the sponge filter and knocked the air loose. And anyway, the air got knocked completely out of the tank, and I didn't realize it. And was sitting there working, and I look over and I seen bodies floating. I'm like, oh no. Luckily, I only lost about 6. 6 is still too many, but one of the ones I lost that really made me mad is I had a beautiful little super yellow baby, my first one. He was so yellow, it made me so upset that he died. I was going to plan on keeping him, put him in one of my show tanks, either the discus or the one of the tanks upstairs. But unfortunately, he was one of the ones to biff it. Hello, CC. That will usually do it, Steve. Don't forget to clean that sucker out again. Now that it's been sitting there, it's probably dead stuff in it at this point. And for those that don't know, the Wednesday before I took off on that trip, I was cleaning fish tanks, and I had noticed one of my Oscars was acting goofy, so I stuck my hand in the tank to check on her. And anyway, about that time, it was time to start turning on lights. Well, me being the bonehead I was, I had wet hands from messing with that tank, and I got to this Drogonettis tank, went to grab the circuit, and the electricity grabbed me and was frying me. I mean, I was shaking and frying for about 30 seconds, and luckily my dog was smart enough to realize what was going on, and she came over and either yanked me off or pushed me off, one or the other, off the circuit, and I fell to the ground. But that messed me up. I laid there for about 15 minutes wondering what the heck happened, and then realized that I zapped myself good. It blistered my feet, blistered My hands are starting to look better now, but the problem is I have no feeling in this hand from about here down, and I got no feeling in my bottoms of my feet or my toes at this point. So anyway, it almost got me. Yet another one of my 9 lives. I just thank God my dog was there that day, because I don't think I would have been around to talk about it otherwise. The thing that makes me mad too is that we have circuit breaker here, so I don't understand how it didn't kick the circuit when it was frying me, but it didn't. Thought that was the point in having those, was to save you from stupid shit happening. Like I said, that's about all I've got going on with me right now, Adele, is just no feeling in the feet, and this hand I've lost feeling from here up. So I don't know if that's going to be a permanent thing or if it's going to get better as I get better or what, but that's the only thing as far as repercussions that I've noticed this far. It wakes you up though, I'm going to tell you right now, you realize how much life means to you when you're in that situation. All I kept thinking is, good Lord, don't let me die here and have Danny have to find me looking like a, piece of popcorn or something. That would not have been a good day for her. Well, maybe it would. She'd be rid of me and my antics once and for all, but yeah, we're getting excited, guys. We can't wait till it's all done and we can start really doing some quality videos for you guys again and start getting things back to the way Daniken's normally at. Once we get done with this project, though, everything's going to be nice, fresh paint, new setups. Everything's going to be reset. We'll be ready for our next round of adventures. The only species that aren't in the house right now that I do fully intend to put back in this house is my parrot tilapia bleaker eye, or Marlambo, parrot tilapia, whatever you want to call them. And then there's a couple other species that we've kept in the past that I do plan to keep again. Really missing our little peppermint pikeheads. I love that fish. And then I think Danny and I would like to have some sort of a mini pike cichlid again in the house as well. We did have those for a while now. We know a lot more about them. I'd like to try them again, only this time species only tank, and see if I can get them breeding. Then of course many more lines of Plecos I'm sure will be coming down the road. Yeah, burnt popcorn don't smell too good. Yeah, the main, where it really got me, I don't know if you guys can see, that's what's left of that particular blister. And this has been almost a month ago already, so I'm starting to look better. You can kind of see where the hand's still pretty mangled up from it. But we're getting better. This finger, it was just these 3 fingers, because that's what bonded the chain, I guess, and my feet being barefooted in the fish room I will never do again. There was even a little water on the floor, so I'm sure that gave me good groundage to the floor. Like I said, it just was stupid thing that should have never happened. Yeah, I can't get over how many little leopard frogs I have in here now. And I'm not going to be surprised if I don't see babies in this 157 tank soon. They're definitely mature enough to do the deed. It's just a matter of whether or not they want to. We do have caves in here for them, so we'll hopefully one day get some of those babies. In June, I do plan to I've got to get you and Steph some fish off. I plan on sending you some longfin albinos. I know you said you were looking for those, so I'm going to hopefully get that done here in the next few weeks. Just work's been crazy along with that trip, so I ran out of time before I left, but I do plan to get those off. It just depends. I'm going to keep an eye on temps too. Obviously, I don't want to send them to you and them end up cooked. The brists on those aren't as perishable as the super white, so I don't think we'll have to worry as much. And once we get the fish room set, our goal is we're going to have 3 to 4 grow out plant tanks, and we do plan to start doing plants pretty heavily for the website here soon too. We're only going to specialize in rare crypts and stuff like that, ones that are exciting for folks to get. As far as the general stuff, we'll have val and stuff like that available from time to time, but to the most part, our plants will be your pink panthers and other exotic type crypts. We might do some other cool stuff too. I know she likes that crinum stuff. So a lot of cool things coming, just getting these last little dial-ins done on the fish room so we can get everything set up the way we expected it to look like, and then once that's done, then we can start getting the other things done around here that we wanted to get done. But it's all starting to come together finally. We're starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel. All the new windows are in, so we don't have to worry about that. Now it's just getting everything reset and repainted and getting all the floors painted and the walls painted, getting everything looking good, and then get some art hung up on the walls and make it all look cutesy like we wanted, and then we'll be ready for another round of fun. Nice. Always fun getting new fish with window liquor. Yeah, that's my fear with where you're at, June. What's going on, Brandon? Good to see you. Bare bottom, Brandon. What's going on, Steve? Hog Aquatics, good to see you. Oh Oh man, it seems like it's taking forever today. It's just the draining part that takes forever. As soon as I get to the leopard frog tank, then I can start the filling of the super red tank. Should have enough time to drain before it catches up. And I'm doing 70%ers today, so and I do need to get the sponges and clean the glass today too. We don't always clean the glass, especially in the breeding tanks. It's just not important to us, but once in a while I try to so I don't get a buildup. And of course, if we're having a bunch of guests over, we'll do a nice glass cleaning so y'all can see the fish when you want to see them. What's going on, Jeff? Good to see you. What else can you do there, Adele? I mean, anybody that knows me knows that I constantly am screwing myself up with something. You can either sit and whine about it or you just move on. I just move on, wait for the next major incident I do to myself. Can't, as they say, cry over spilled milk. I tell you, of all my plecos though, these leopard frogs have got to be the cleanest pleco I've ever worked with. They don't muck up the tank nearly as much as other lines, like the bristlenose destroy tanks. I mean, I'm doing them 2 to 3 times a week and I still cannot get all the detritus out of them. But these little leopard frogs don't seem to make as big a mess as most others. All right, we'll put you guys down. There we go. Well, I still can see what y'all are saying. Those windows, I'll show them to you there, window liquor. They turned out great, actually. I'll show you what we got going on there. We got nice vinyl windows now. They're all one piece. So we got very large openings that we can, with the screens on, we can really crank open the fish room now during the day in the summer, and it's very nice. They got screens, we don't have to worry about bugs getting in. But we got that window's new, that one there's new. The one in here with Danny is new. Oh, Danny must be.
What? There. You can come in now.
People are wanting to see what's going on.
Well, we're done painting the room, except for up around the corner.
So anyway, this is what Danny done. Ain't she cute? She's even cute in her painting gear. Look at her.
Whatever.
So she just got shellac. That's a nice little base coat. We're not going to have to put primer again too, are we?
No, it's a primer as well as a...
So now we can go colored. But we don't know what color we're going yet, right?
Yes, I know what color, I just have to go buy it.
So there's a good chance we might actually start getting this room put together by the end of the weekend, maybe. Biggest issue we got right now is we don't know what these hillbillies were doing that used to live here. But that is a big chunk of concrete on the floor that somehow got put here. We're not sure what he was doing there. So we're gonna have to angle grind that down so it's flush. Other than that, then we're just gonna clean all this shit off, give it a good stripping, and then paint over the top of this floor. And that's what we're gonna do. Ain't that cool though? And then there's another one of the new windows. But these things open the whole, basically a whole window open, which is nice. Especially in the summer. And whew, I'm getting stoned in 2 minutes. I hope you're taking breaks.
No, I've just painted the whole room in like an hour and a half.
Well, you better be careful. While I'm doing that, I'm going to go get this started. Where did I do with my... And I know most of you have seen it, but Danny and I, we live by this stuff. This little bottle will last this fish house 2, 3, sometimes 4 or 5 months. Little bitty can. And all you got to use for, it's just a pinch. Barely have to use any of this stuff. Good stuff, Maynard. All right, let's get these super reds a filling. All right, got them feeling. Yeah, that's the old. That is the coil sealing heat in that ceiling. That's why it's textured like that, Foxanne. We plan to eliminate that ceiling heat eventually. Oh. All right, so we got 3 more draining. I'm going to save this one for last because I'm going to have to get those Shelleys out. Not looking forward to chasing them little suckers down today. But I think there's about 10 or 15 in there, so it won't be too bad. I just got to make damn sure I get every one of them this time. They are legends at hiding. Yeah, you definitely don't want to put too much safe in the tank, that's for sure, June. Yeah, the other thing, window licker, about those windows we're already noticing, it's so much warmer in the fish house now. So we're hoping next year that we won't have as big a heat bills. We think that the tanks will be doing the majority of the heating of the home next year. There's little or no drafts. Yeah, safe is definitely the way to go if you want an efficient way to treat your water. It's always been good to my wife and I. We used to use Prime, and I mean, that was expensive for us. We would go through those bottles like no business. Especially when we had close to the 100 tanks. I mean, that was a joke. Then we switched to the safe. The safe, even when we had 100 tanks, would last us 3-4 months. Back then we actually had 2 bottles going, one for upstairs, one for downstairs. Yeah, Prime costs a lot. Prime costs some money. I'll never understand why they put coil ceiling heat. I never have understood it, Roxanne. Downstairs it works, we can heat these rooms and then it heats upstairs, but we never turn the ones upstairs on whatsoever. It's pointless, it's just going to heat the attic. Okay, that's the second time I've seen what looked like a baby in this tank, so I wonder, I have to keep an eye on it. We might have baby 397s, it looks like. I'm watching. That would be cool. Yeah, but it sure smelled good when you get in a hot rod, June, and smell that leaded fuel. There, it had a certain smell to it, man. Just made you know you was in a hot rod. Smell that and hearing that. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We used to love hearing that sound. I still do when I hear those hot rods going by. It's that rattle they have. I'm anxious to see what this coming winter will be the first winter with the new windows. So I'm hoping this lower level especially, I have a feeling is going to stay a lot warmer. So hopefully we don't go through as much with the heater staying on full blast all the time. And I'm just praying that I can at least get that electric bill down under $1,000 a month in the winter. Well, while I'm sitting here doing nothing, I should be getting something to put these logs in and something to collect my Shelleys with. And I should start working on getting these Shelleys out of here. Figured I'd wait till the end, and once the tank's almost drained, I'll have nowhere to run. But at the same time, I gotta make sure that I'm not removing any of my 306 blood tigers. I don't want to lose any of them, obviously. Can't wait till they breed for us. They're such a cool little fish. I got those compliments of Miss Steph with Aquarialife. Then I've got my 157s from Miss June. They're a cool looking little Pleco too. Oh, missed the spot. I always, on these Pleco tanks, make sure I get under the heater. I don't know what it is, if the heat draws the poop to it or what, but always under the heater is another good spot to knock out a bunch of detritus. And the little super reds are going nuts now because they got their fresh little water changed. Got so many of these guys right now. And as you can see, there's another fresh batch that's born somewhere. I haven't seen, most of them still are in the cave because I haven't seen a bunch of those out yet. But there's definitely some little babies that coming. Yeah, it's just an itty bitty one there. Look at how small that guy is. There's my fingertip to give you an idea. And they're all over the tank. Oh, yes, I understand that. When the liquor, it's like buying a freaking boat and realizing it's not going to fit in your garage and having to spend 20 grand to make the boat fit. Oh, that boat. But we do enjoy it. Danny and I have been, today was real hard to actually discipline myself to actually do these fish tank maintenance instead of going fishing today. Because as you guys can see, it is perfect walleye weather right now. See how it's nice overcast, cloudy. They're probably biting right now. But instead I sit here doing tank maintenance. We've been needing to do this for a while, to spend time on the tanks and get these projects that we've been putting off done. Well, being in California, it makes sense to have a convertible June. What kind of convertible, June? You can't tease us like that. Wow, guys, I can't believe we've already been going about an hour already. Holy gosh. How time flies when you're having fun. What's up, Peplin? Yeah, we're getting close, buddy. You're less than 100 days now, and you're going to not be a free man anymore. Now I'm looking forward to the old Peplin Roxanne wedding. I am. Can't find any of them. I got probably 2 million sponges, and of course, now that I need one to do my next little project, they're nowhere to be found. You know, he told me he didn't want a bachelor party. Because I was thinking the same thing. Plus, if anything happened to him at the bachelor party, I would never hear the end of it from Roxanne, so I don't want Roxanne mad at me. All right, June, your L157s are getting their water changed now. These little guys are never out. They're in a temporary home at the moment until I get them into, trying to decide. I think I'm going to put these guys in the 40. The other 55 is going to be for, I might end up moving my super white colony into the 55. Haven't decided yet. Yeah, that's what they do, June. Plecos are known to be in their caves, unless they're super wet, or the long fin albinos and super reds. They come out all the time. But these red spots, I thought maybe since they're a bristle nose, they would be out more, but they're not. Which is fine. Eventually I'll have enough babies in there when they start breeding that just out of sheer numbers I'll have enough to This is the tank that has been flooded with that itty bitty duckweed, that's super fine duckweed, pain in the ass to get rid of. I mean, it's the world's smallest duckweed, they call it. It's about the size of a pin drop. Oh, is that some of the nasties? Nope, it's just weed. All right. What? That probably needs to dry a day, right? Danny's getting gassed out, man. But she is done with that, which is good. That means we can start on the walls, getting that room painted. I gotta get to painting these, what we're gonna be using for stands. We're gonna still do our cinder blocks, only we're gonna paint them this time, rock, black. Make everything look good in there, and then we still gotta decide what we're gonna, I would like to frame all my Fish Fam stickers. Start hanging them on the wall. I was thinking about putting them on the wall to Danielle's craft room, but the more I think about that, if I ever want to move, I certainly am not going to take the door with me. All right, got my bucket to start catching shellies here in a moment. I've got to take all that wood in there, make sure there's none of my little guys on it. So I have to be very careful with that while I'm doing it. Start taking it out, little piece at a time. Get those. Try not to shock myself again. There we go. That should be enough room. Yeah, I didn't get to show you guys these. Susan Moore Guppies hooked me and Danny up with some serious cholo wood. Look at the size of these pieces, man. Her sister went and got it wild caught out in Arizona and brought a bunch back. Make sure I got no babies in there. Don't want to cause any damage to my little 306s. I love my little 306s. When you're doing wood, when you're doing what I'm doing, you gotta go through it really well to make sure the little guys aren't stuck anywhere in it. Okay. Super Reds are looking happy and sassy. What's up there, Sage? Good to see you. That's why I usually try to really go through them in June when I'm going through the wood, just to make sure. Like right there was one that fell out. They get into every little crevice. I always like to go through, make sure none of them are hanging out. I think we got them all. And get all the little pieces of rock out of there, because the little bastards will hide in it. Oh, we almost had us a little problem here. Let me get that drained a little bit. Close. Almost did it. There we're good. All right. Nothing better than when you first get done with the water change, everything looks so pretty. Little guys are happy. I'm probably going to give them some of their, I like to use the Omega veggie rounds. Ingredients are so good in this. I think I will put a few of those in there for them. Always like to give my grow out, where I got little ones growing out, give them some of these at least once a day, just so they have little munchies in between their feedings. They love those veggie rounds. Sorry about that, guys. I got a call while streaming. Yeah, the Omega's good stuff for, I used to use it all the time, actually, for everything. I like what they put in their product. I should say the lack of what they put in there, not a bunch of meals and garbage. All right. Now I'll take this little bucket and get it full with some water. I don't know how I managed to not get that in more trouble than what I did. Worked out good. Now I gotta find one of my bigger nets. Let's get this to where I can actually see in the tank. Scary thing is I'm not seeing a lot of my 306s, so I'm hoping it's just that they're camouflaged in here. I've only seen 2 of them out of the 8 that I have. That's not good. Yeah, this water is so stained from the wood, and I'm really going to have a hard time catching these guys. Huh. Well, being as I got one that came out, at least. So there is my little bitty super red king tiger. Not so red right now, they get redder as they get older. Getting excited about those. All right. Well, guys, I can see right now that I'm going to have a hell of a time getting all these Shelleys out because it's hard to see in this water right now. I'm going to get it down all the way to the littlest pot, and then I can stick my head in and find them individually maybe. I am concerned about the lack of plecos I'm seeing right now. What's up, Keith? Hello, Joan. Well, Joan, the thing you have to remember about the Shelleys, they're going to reproduce, but Danny and I have kept both the punks and the multis in a 20. If you start off with about 5 to 10, you'll probably be a good start. Plan on having more as you go, and you probably will have to cull some babies in the 20. We end up moving ours to a 55 pretty quickly because they outgrew their enclosure. The colony, that is. Which catfish you wanting to see? You talking about the plecos? I can do that. Give me a second because I'm getting close to having to flop the water here again. That's one of the new lines. Where'd it go? These are our 306s, which you're not going to be able to see. Then in here we got leopard frogs. See how little babies? They spaz when I take them out. That's the little leopard frogs. That colony's been doing very well. Then down here, these are our L236RB lines. And they love their caves. Very rarely do they come out. Then up here is our super red colony. Now these guys you'll never see. But let's see if I can get one out of his cave. At least be able to show it to you all. Well, that didn't work very good. He went completely out and fell into the water. Maybe we'll get lucky and there's one in here too, where I can show you these cool plecos. Sorry about that, guys. Now this is my little L157 opal spot, or red spot bristle nose I got from June. Aren't they cute? But those spots on them will get real bright red when they get a little older. And that is what we are looking forward to. Then in here are my 397s. I do not want to mess with them because I think they've been breeding of late. We're good a little minute here and there, so I'll take you back and show you. And these are my pride and joy, my super whites. We got lots and lots and lots of little babies starting to come back. The only problem is I don't know if I still got a viable breeding group. These are babies that I had from the last batch before we had the crash, so we might end up keeping these babies just to make sure our colony stays good. Oh, wait a minute, there's a fresh baby, so they have had fresh babies. Good. That's a good sign. But look at all these little babies. Well, we do have a fresh batch, it looks like, so that's good. That means they have had another batch since the accident. That means I've got a viable, at least one pair in here doing it. That's good. Then over here, we just have more of our grow outs for the bristlenose. And I am going to take a handful of these ram's horns, and they are going to go into the clown loach tank because they always enjoy a nice little Scooby snack once in a while. Clown loaches are the bomb for getting rid of snails. They're already looking at them like, yeah, dude, we're going to nail them. These guys are all getting their water changed today. That is on the list to do. Then let's see here. Down here are my 181s. I don't know if y'all can see that guy. See, it's all black with the white dots on them. That's the 181 peppermint bristlenose. And then in here are the 182s. Such a cool Pleco. We got the large spot, L182 opal spots, these are called. And then down below, there's another one right there. And down below here, we have, these are my L519 honeycomb bristlenose. And these guys are so hard to get out. But I will see if I can at least get one. Yep, there's one. Right, there they are. Now these guys are at the size now where they should start breeding any time now. They're at the full size mark almost. So I'm hoping to get some breeding out of these guys soon. They're another one I can't wait to get into their permanent tank. Then upstairs we have our king tigers, and then we have some more lines of bristlenose that we're breeding. But we got quite a few bristlenose and different types of plecos now in the fish house. We're actually doing pretty good with that. All right, it looks like I finally got most of this water out now. Well, I'll tell you guys what, I am having a hard time catching these shellies, man. I got only 1/8 of an inch of water left in there. You'd think they'd be easy to find. And they are camouflaging like you wouldn't believe into that soil and stuff. Man. Apparently this isn't the one to use here to catch them. So I'm going to have to get something else in there. What's up, 3G? Yeah, you gotta feed them their snails once in a while, keep them happy, Ryan. Anyway, guys, looks like we are 28 minutes away from a 2-hour stream already. When we hit that mark, I'll probably go ahead and shut her down. I hope you guys all have an amazing 4th of July. Well, I tell you, it's irritating that I cannot actually see these little jellyfish. I've caught 2 so far of about 10. I don't know where the rest of them are hiding. It's getting kind of irritating. Yeah, I just don't know what to do here, guys. I don't want them in with this particular breed of Pleco. But at the same time, I'm not going to spend all day trying to figure out how to get them out of there either. Hopefully when I'm filling it, I'll see more of them when I'm doing it, and I'll be able to get them. I'll wait till the end to put the logs in. Yeah, there's been occasions where I lose track of what I'm doing. You guys get to look at my beautiful ceiling for hours. Yes. At least I'm keeping it somewhat entertaining today. So irritating that I can't catch them. Yeah, the next trick is I'll put a bunch of shells at one corner and hopefully it'll utilize those and I'll just snatch up the shells, throw them in the bucket and be done with it. Eventually, if I change the shells out every morning and every night, eventually I should have no shellies left in here, hopefully. Good to hear, 3G. I am completely out of those now. I moved all my guppy lines on. Susan Moore guppies ended up with all my lines. I miss them a lot. I do have a little line I'm playing with right now. I'll show you what I'm doing here. I had one or two nice looking Schubels left and then a real nice Moscow male, blue Moscow, Hawaiian blue. So what I've been doing is playing with these. And we're going to see what we get when we cross a Hawaiian blue with some Schubel greens. That one's been just beat to hell over the year now. We've got some babies already. I don't know. I don't know that those aren't still part of the Schubel original line, because all three of the females had already been tapped. So I'm sure I'll end up with some Schubel lines to start, and then start getting some of my new line. We'll see what happens. Oh no. How in the hell? Just noticed we got us an Endler male in there. He needs to get the heck out of there, so he's probably already ruined those females. I'll have to mess with that right now while I'm thinking about it, because I don't need him in there. All right, got him out of there. So now I'll have to wait another year of messing around with those before I start getting good stuff, to make sure that sucker didn't pollute my tank. I tried that already, window liquor, and none of them were in there. Telling you, these multis are pain. I've cleaned this tank out 5 times, so thinking that I'd already gotten rid of them all. And I don't know if these were eggs that were stuck somewhere and hatched or what happened. But then I was in here noticing the other day when I was messing with these 306s, I saw 10 of them, 10 to 15 of them in there. I did manage to get 2 of them so far. Cool, that's super. I'm going to sit for a bit because I'm finally starting to feel my day now. Yes, we are in the middle of water changes. This is one of probably 6 rooms I have. This one's actually a makeshift room. We are in the process of building our Pleco room and getting that dialed in. Then all these tanks will be transferred into there. And then this room will be converted into a cold water room where it's going to house most of our shrimp. Although we are going to slowly but surely start to get out of shrimp. stop fighting and just do what we like to do and get all these Plecos breeding good and give the Plecos ultimate attention so we can continue to breed them. I sure will. She was down here for a little bit there, 3G, when she was down here painting. My guess is now she has wore herself out and she's up taking a nap, I would bet, if I were a bet man. .306s are not happy with me taking all their wood out. I'm going to try baiting them out. See if we can get them all to come to one area. At least then I can nab them with the net. See if I can get them to come out. What's going on, Jeff? Good to see you. I'll be winding it down here in a couple of minutes myself. It's amazing how fast time flies with you folks. It's hard to believe we've already been going for about 2 hours already. Yeah, they are doing very good. Window liquor. That tank's doing stellar. Everything in there's doing great. All the tetras are doing good. The African banded barbs are doing amazing. They've bred twice in there already. As soon as I get this leopard frog filled and onto the 306s, I'll take you up there. Window liquor, that'll probably be the last part of the stream. I'll take you up and show them to you. Man, 4-hour service call. Man, Jeff, I'm lucky if I can make it a minute on the service call. You're a stud, man. Oh yeah, I'll show that to you. That one is now just a shrimp only bowl there, Window Liquor. We have Roxanne's Blue Dreams in it. They're doing excellent. We got a bunch of Sawaster Tang at the bottom. We're not gone completely there, 3G. We will be back here shortly. Just trying to get the last little projects done. Believe it or not, that hour on Sunday night, it's just the timing of it is tough for us right now. We usually are right in the middle of something. Soon as we get done with all these little mini projects and stuff, then we'll most likely start firing up the stream again on Sunday nights. We're even considering going back to Friday nights. We haven't decided yet, because Friday nights, then we could just knock it out on Friday night and have the whole weekend or whatever. But we will definitely let you know what night we decide. Traffics and parades, huh? That's cool. Steve's got Stirby and Venezuela's breeding. Our Stirby have been breeding like crazy in the 240. We see tons of babies in there now. We're not sure what the 240, if it's going to become a discus tank again or what yet. We're not 100% sure. Everything in there is starting to finally age out. So we'll probably let it do whatever it's going to do and then decide what we want to do from there. There's not much left in it other than Corey's now and a few of those gold barbs that are aging out. And then I think I got one Denison barb left in there, and then 3 giant Daniels. Then of course one Ultim Angel and the red-tailed shark are in there too. We probably can run that tank maybe another 2 years, 3 years, and then I would most likely want to tear it down because it is an older tank, and it being a 240 with never being resealed, I don't know how much longer I trust it to stay holding water, and I really don't want to clean up that mess when that day comes. So I'd rather be proactive and just tear it down on my own terms instead of waiting till it pops. Most of this fish room consists of nowadays is these Plecos. And they do keep us busy. Yeah, I have no idea where these damn Shelleys went. Make sure I still got 80 degrees. All right, I should have a minute or two, Mr. Windowlicker. We'll go up and show you the bowl in the 110 gallon. Huh. Not sure what's going on. Why we didn't turn lights on, but so There are the giant school of cardinals. As you can see, they're good size now. The ones with the stripes there that are brighter red are ant tetras. And of course, some big long fin albinos chilling. And our little cubitais are bright green now. They're doing very well in here. And then we have a big school of cherry tetras. I'm going to be here in a minute. I ran Dani out. She was watching a show. She's not happy with me. But this is the tank that we probably spend the most time in front of. I know it's Dani's favorite. That's the one green sunfish or swordtail we had. It's a male that didn't quite form correctly, so we let him finish out his days in this tank. Then a couple of my endlers are in here that we put in here. Just the males. Aren't those red cherry tetras amazing? See how bright red they get? My goodness. And then, my friend, this is the bowl nowadays. And it's got nothing but beautiful blue dream shrimp in it. Like this guy here. The shrimp are doing well now that we got rid of all the fish that were in here. Eventually, I think we're going to be out of the shrimp deal and probably just do fish. When that day comes, I'll probably just move all these out at the swap. And most likely, I'd like to see a beta in that. Really cool beta. And this tank's aging out. All my big, beautiful Congos are getting too big now. Getting that old on me. Everything in here is kind of just aging out. And in this tank, we got our Judeochromis transcriptus. And they were breeding very well. We did have a crash of this tank about a month or two ago, which sucked, but it happens. So anyway, one more thing before I take you back down. I'll show you we got a bunch of itty bitty baby. See them all? Little baby peacock gun, or not peacock, but banding gudgeons again. We're going to let these guys all grow out. And our one big, beautiful 128 Blue Phantom. And I've got a flash Pleco in here that will be, that guy right there will be heading to stuff at Aquaria Life. She's got a group of them, so I'm going to send that one down to her to hopefully help her group. But these gudgeons are so pretty. She's all mad because she's been fighting with people, keeping them off her eggs. Now they should be done laying for the year. Thank God. And while I'm at it, I'll show you the king tigers. They're doing excellent as always. Tons of eggs in this tank. hanging out back there, a big old female. You can see some of the babies hanging under here. Then we got little Miss Princess. Where is she hanging? She's right there right now. She's loving life as always. Then, of course, this is our breeding colony of the longfin albinos. We have tons of those too now. I got to start moving some of these down into the grow out tank. So we got another colony of albinos. Anyway, guys, we've been going for about 2 hours now, so I think this is where I'll say, as always, love your fish. You guys have a great weekend. Thanks for hanging with me for 2 hours. We'll catch you again soon. As always, love your fish. This is Kenny E. checking out for now. Have a good one.